Hey there, CJMS students. Welcome to homework number 111. Please go ahead and make sure you have your paper and pencil handy, as well as a calculator. You're going to need it. Go ahead and put your heading up at the top of the paper, please, and copy down these notes. So a circumference of a circle, you got two formulas. You got C equals 2 pi r, or the easier one, which I'm highlighting right there, is C equals pi d, especially when given a diameter. What's a diameter again? Well, that is the distance across a circle. So all the way across is a diameter. A radius, on the other hand, is the distance that's halfway across. So if you go halfway across, that's a radius. And circumference, as we know, is the distance around a circle, around the outside of a circle, and it's distance, right? So this is very much like perimeter. Okay, it's not the space on the outside, it is the distance around the outside. Area of a circle, we're going to use A equals pi r squared. Circle, if you're given a radius right there. If you're given a diameter, in order to find the radius, just take the diameter and divide it by 2. Again, if you're given a diameter and you need the radius for that area formula, just take the diameter and divide by 2. And you'll get a radius, because a radius is half the distance across, whereas the diameter is the entire distance across. All right, so first problem, say find the circumference of each circle, round your answer to the nearest tenth. You're going to use 3.1416 for pi today, a little bit more specific than in times past. So you're going to write out the problem, actually write the number so I know which one you're doing. Draw out the circle with the diameter of 16 here. So C is equal to 3.1416 times 16, because that's our pi and that's our diameter. So C is equal to 50.2656, and obviously we're going to round up. 2 is in the 10th spot, so we take a look at our 6, which tells us to go up one more, so that's why our answer is B, 50.3. All right, you are responsible for doing number 2. Number 3, we're still working with circumference, so C equals pi d, but this is a different type of problem because in number 1, I had a diameter, right? A line that goes all the way across. In number 3, I don't have a line that goes all the way across. I have a radius. So if my radius is equal to 11, if this part is 11, and then I extend it all the way, that would be 11 more. My diameter is then equal to 22. So C is equal to 3.1416 times 22. You'll notice the circumference, or the distance around the circle, is 69.152 centimeters. And so our 1 is in our 10th spot, and the 1 behind it is actually in the 100th spot. So we just stay the same, B. Right? And you'll notice all the units for circumference are just regular units. Just like perimeter, the units are regular units. Right? Now, on these problems, you're going to work backwards. So it says find the diameter of each circle given their circumference. So you're still going to start off by saying C equals pi d, but now you know what C is. So 12.6 is equal to 3.1416, and you don't know what d is, so x. We'll just end up dividing both sides by 3.1416. And then we're going to round our answer. So when you plug this into your calculator, you get a super long decimal. I don't need you to write out the entire decimal, just maybe about 4 digits or so. And you'll notice 4.010 is in the 100th spot, and 1 behind it is in the 10th, or sorry, 0 is in the 10th spot, 1 behind it's in the 100th spot. So we just stay at 4.0, or just 4, right? So again, in 6, you're going to do this on your own. You're just literally going to start off by writing down your formula and plugging in for C. 75.4 is equal to 3.1416, and then you don't know D, that's x, so end up dividing both sides. You can figure that out. Now, we're going to switch to area. So circumference is the distance around the circle. That's what you did in 1 through 4. In 5 and 6, I gave you the circumference, and you gave me, in turn, the measure of the diameter. So for instance, in this circle right here, this diameter is 4, right? About 4. If you have a distance of 12.6 yards around the circle, your diameter is 4. And this circle right here, if you have a distance around the circle of 75.4, you got to figure out what the diameter is. So in 7, we're doing area. Remember, area is the space inside of a shape. It is always measured in units squared. So we start off with our area formula. If you forgot what it was, you go back to the front of your paper and you're like, oh, guess what? I got notes at the front of my paper. A equals pi r squared. A stands for area. So I go to 7 and I say A equals pi r squared. I got to make sure that I have a radius here. 5.7 is a radius. It goes halfway across the circle. So A is equal to 3.1416 times 5.7 squared. Remember, 5.7 squared is not 5.7 times 2. It is 5.7 times 5.7. So 1416 times 32.49, because that's what 5.7 squared is. And we multiply 32.49 times 3.1416, and we get our answer. Area is equal to 102.078. We can just stop there since we're rounding to the nearest tenth. 0 is in the 10th spot. 7 is in the 100th spot, telling us to round up to 102.1, making C our answer. And you'll notice the units are squared. Why are the units squared? Because area is always units squared. How many 1 by 1 square yards could I fit into that circle? 102.1 about. You're going to do number 8. Again, please remember to number your problems and circle your answers. Number 9. We're still working with area. A equals pi r squared. But the problem is I don't have a radius. I can't just assume this is the same type of problem. This line goes all the way across. So that is a diameter of 4. So if I just wanted to cut this in half, if you go again back to your notes at the top, how do I find a radius if I have the diameter? Just cut it in half. Do diameter divided by 2. So if my diameter is 4 and I want to cut that in half, that means my radius is equal to 2. Right? 2 here and 2 here. So area is equal to 3.1416 times 2 squared. So area is equal to 3.1416 times 4, because that is 2 times itself, which happens to be just 2 times 2. But again, don't think like here, we didn't do 5.7 times 2, we did 5.7 times itself. So area in this case, 3.1416 times 4 gives you 5664. 5 is in the 10th spot, 6 is in the 100th spot. It tells us to round up, so 12.6 yards squared. So you've got 10 on your own. You should take a picture of all these, send it to me. They should all be numbered, all answers should be circled, and I should see 10 problems clearly. Once you're done, do 20 minutes of ST Math, please, and don't try and take any shortcuts. Best of luck. Call me if you have questions.